Hey guys, it's Rod from Civil Advantage Firearms Training. I just want to share a little bit about my background and how I got into firearms because I think it's going to be relevant as I'm interviewing people and chatting with them, so that if I reference a certain event in my firearms journey, at least you know where that comes from. So first of all, I'm out here in the Fraser Valley of southwestern British Columbia. So for our American subscribers, that's about a 2.5 hours drive north from Seattle, Washington. So same kind of geography there. And we're in a suburban environment, although we're quite a ways out of the city in the mountains. And here's a couple of pictures you can check out. But a great place to live. It rains all winter here, but during the summers, there's no better place to be in the world than southwestern British Columbia, or Vancouver, British Columbia, as we like to refer to the major city. So real quick, just to let you know, I'm an electrician by trade. I started in the trade when I was 19. When I was 20, I got a job in the HVAC controls industry. So that's heating, ventilation, air conditioning controls. And as an electrician, I finished my apprenticeship, became a journeyman and a project foreman, and I worked my way up. It took a little while. I had a period there in my late 20s where I was a little bit lost, didn't know what I had to contribute to the world, but I kind of pulled it together, just as my 20s were ending. I was in my early 30s. That's where I kind of really understood what my career meant to me and whatnot. I worked my way up into sales, into local sales. And then eventually I got a job in national sales. And it's doing what we call channel development. So basically you have a manufacturer, they create a product, they want dealers in local areas, in some geographical areas. So in my case, it was North America, Western Canada and Western United States. And you go sign up people to sell that product in the local area. So that was my job, and it was a lot of fun, a lot of traveling, and I learned a lot. But so something I'll just go on my way to say right now is that I went from a blue collar background into a white collar background. So from tools around the waist and whatnot to wearing suits and flying around, which was, exciting for me. Meeting with clients, and from CEOs of major corporations to, a regular contractor that's out there doing projects and trying to pull a profit off it when he's done. So I worked with all kinds of different people, and I really learned a lot doing that. So one of the things that was interesting about that experience was I had the opportunity to work with the U.S. Air Force and the U.S. Marine Corps. And I have no military background. Oddly enough, I'd never seen a firearm before. Before I was, I think, about 32 or 33, I think was around the age. Never even thought about owning a firearm. Never even crossed my mind. In fact, I did see a gun once. I lived in an apartment with my fiance way back when. But I lived in an apartment, and one of the guys in the apartment had an H&K, some rifle. I can't remember what it was. I don't think it was an SL8 or anything. It was something a little bit older than that. And I didn't feel any attraction to it. I just went, wow, I've seen those on movies. And that was it. There was nothing there, which is interesting in hindsight, right? So anyway, fast forward back. That was the extent of all my firearms experience. And so I started working with the Marine Corps. I worked a little bit with the Air Force, but mostly the Marine Corps. And even people that work in procurement or other branches of the business of the military are usually ex-military. So I was working with a retired Marine Corps major. Now this guy has no idea, because I haven't spoken to him since I left that job, but he has no idea what he created. But anyway, all this pro-gun talk down south, right? And I thought, this is purely an American thing, this gun phenomenon. And finally, they sort of converted me a little bit. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? And I remember saying to him one day, I said, I'd like to shoot a handgun. And I was at Camp Pendleton, which is about 60 miles north of San Diego, California. And he goes, well, we can make that happen. How about right now? And I'm like, okay, interesting. So we went outside the gates of Pendleton, and there's a range there, and really great people, great little range. And we rented a Glock Model 17, 9mm. And I guess that was like a Gen 2 Glock or whatever in those days, or Gen 1. I'm not sure the early days of Glock, but I remember there were so many guns, and there's people packing, hot no less, and I just was this was a different world to me. And so we go into the range. I get a quick little safety course from the major, and he gets me up shooting. And I remember we shot 300 rounds in total. I went through about 60, 70 rounds because I got through a box, and then I was into the second box, and it took that long for my hands to stop shaking because I was concerned. I was stressed, right? I'd never seen a gun before. I thought, oh, these things just start shooting everywhere and everybody gets shot and everybody's bleeding and blood's going everywhere. I just had no idea. And I just was brought up thinking guns are dangerous things, even by themselves. And I'm admitting that, right? So finally I settled down and we shot 300 rounds between the two of us. And it was interesting. So I got into the rental car, and I was staying in San Diego, and it's a 60-mile drive. So for us Canadians, it's 100K, right? It's a long drive. So, I'm plowing along I-5, and my wheels are just turning and turning, and I'm thinking and analyzing and thinking. And by the time I got down to my hotel, I walked in and I stood there. I remember like it was yesterday. I stood there in my hotel room looking around, and I thought for a second, and then I just went, okay, fine. And I changed out of my suit, put my street clothes on. I drove 60 miles back north, all the way back to that range, and I shot another 300 by myself. I was hooked, right? I was in love. I had a new passion in life. Little did I know where it would take me, but in any case, I really realized when I left there that there's a real opportunity for the pursuit of excellence in something available to me in firearms. And I thought, what an interesting machine to operate. This must be like what race car drivers feel like, right? Or skydivers, because it is dangerous and it takes a lot of focus and a lot of concentration and some skill. And it's something you can never really claim to be the master at, which is what I liked about it. That's why I bought a stand-up jet ski, because you can never be the master of the jet ski. It's just a continuing, pursuit, as long as you live. So in any case, I continued on with my career in national sales. I found a great new thing to do with clients, which was take them shooting. I believe I got a lot of sales out of that, and it really connects, people that shoot guns really connect with each other, because it is something that's very unique. Either you're into it or you're not. And so that served me well. In any case, I came back home to Canada. I got a PAL. I bought a Glock 9mm Model 17 pistol. That was the first thing I ever bought. Learned a lot of lessons. I'm not going to give you guys the whole career or anything, but learned a lot of lessons. Really got interested in firearms, and I was really into tactical firearms, right? Military style firearms and military style shooting, because it's very challenging and you'll never be the master. So that's one of the reasons why I really got into that. Never got into hunting. I'd still love to do that in my life going forward. But I left that job and started my own business with a partner. And it was a sales consulting business, again, still traveling all over the US, all over Canada, working with companies. Again, another white collar job. I eventually started a manufacturing company with two partners, which is still running today. And at the same time, I started Civil Advantage Firearms training with another partner who is active duty police officer, as you guys know if you've gone to the website. But all that to say that it was a very interesting journey for me, from never seeing a gun when I was in my 30s already, to really, really understanding and absorbing what firearms mean to any functioning democracy, what firearms mean to anyone that has the pursuit of excellence in any hobby or sport. It's a wonderful sport and just a wonderful thing. So in any case, I'm hoping to share that with you. And so something about me. I didn't grow up with guns all over the house. I didn't grow up like that. I grew up in the city, and had never seen a firearm other than maybe on a police officer's hip, or of course on TV, right? But I guess the point is that there's a lot of different people out there, and a lot of different firearm owners. And that's what this series is all about, is getting to know people that are firearm owners, understanding what their pursuits are, and understanding them as people. And hopefully we can bring this whole issue together and solve whatever issues we have together rather than be adversarial. In any case, I would love to have you guys comment. I'd love to have you guys share your experiences, and I hope you really enjoy this series because I'm really excited about it. Once again, Rod from Civil Advantage Firearms Training. Thanks for watching.